Hey there, this is another saber for you guys to take a look at. This is a Negotiator retrofit. The original Negotiator, it was sold to me by Maximilian of the FX Sabers forums. He was a Darth Vader admin, now he is Maximilian now. The current Darth Vader is a different person. Anywho, this saber, and when it arrived to me, it was basically a stunt. It had a Corbin board in it, Lux V LED, and a battery pack. It wasn't going to stay that way. I don't like stunts that much, so I began the process of upgrading it. And this was a long time coming. I've been working on the saber on and off for a couple of years, I believe, maybe a year or two. I finally finished it up this weekend, and I'm going to be putting it up for sale. So, a couple of the features of this saber. Well, aside from the looks, it holds a 1-inch blade. This is a blade plug that I made, but it's in Arkham style because, well, I like it. So, the specs of the saber are 2 lithium-ion batteries. They're 17500 here in the pommel end. The speaker's right about here. There is a crystal chamber here, then a Crystal Focus 5.1, and then there is a Tri-cree for the main LED. The aux switch is right here, and here's the main power. I like my switches recessed when I do negotiators and stuff. I don't really like these to be switches most of the time, especially if it's a saber I know I'm going to be using as a spinning saber. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting, anti-power off. This is the blade retention screw right here, and I'm going to pull the kill key right here. It's on a 1.3mm port.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
Okay, so here's the idle LED. Lets you know the saber's got power. Everything's working properly. Main power. Oops. Not very exciting a font. Let's change that.
I have a bad feeling about this. Episode 5, Reaver. Rainsizzle.
It sounds good.
The boy will not pass the council's test, Master. He's too old.
And main power again. Yeah, that sounds better. Oh, like a lightsaber. Here's the flash on clash. It's white. Nice and bright, too. As you can hear, the speaker it's set on 4, so it is pretty loud, but, with it in the grips and with completely hidden sound holes and everything, it does get a little muffled. I generally grip mine up here, so I don't really have to worry about it, but your mileage may vary. It has anti-power off enabled as well. To get the blade plug out, this blade plug will be included. First attempt at making one of these. Not super pretty on the outside, but that's okay. Works. Looks good when it's in the saber. Alright, blade. This is one of my Jango blades, 34-inch. Available for purchase with the saber. Doesn't include in the original sale. It will be $36 extra. And power on. Here's the flash on clash. Catch the light. Okay. Now, for the crystal chamber. Crystal chamber is pretty easy to access. All you have to do is take off the cover tech knob. and rotate. That's it. There you have your crystal chamber. This is the speaker can. And let me get into calibrate so you can see it lit up. Oh, you can see it lit up there a little bit.
I have a bad feeling about this. Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
Okay, so it's got the this is LED 1, oops, and it mirrors the the main LED. Then there's another LED down in the bottom of the can there, and then we have the scrolling bar graph a la Madcow up in the top. Those are all SMLED LEDs. That's also where you can get access to the sound card, and we'll be going over that in a minute. Pretty cool little font. Good for a day display saver. Okay. Oops. Okay. SD card access. Well, you can actually get up in there and use some forceps and just pop the SD card out. I don't think it'll damage the newer versions of the Crystal Focus. It's set with a reset, but just to be on the safe side, I don't advise doing it. There's too much chance of a bump or something going on, and it'll frag your SD card or frag the Crystal Focus. So, in order to get access to that, you have to take off this. This is actually on here securely, so you can spin this around all day long, and this will never come loose. It's held in place with a set screw. Another technique from Madcow, shamelessly stolen. Okay, I have this hole right here. This is the CoverTech hole that's opposite or in parallel to the auxiliary button. Oh, just to show you, you can't turn off the switch and put in the kill key and have the SD card access to do that, because this gets in the way. It's right there. That's as far as you can get with it, and even that's not far enough to get access in there. So you have to take off the pommel. In order to do that, you have to line this up with the auxiliary switch. Just get it in parallel and use an Allen key and just take this set screw right on out. With that out, you can take the pommel off. There's your battery pack. It's wrapped in heat shrink, and you can take your sleeve off. Then you take and put your kill key in. And there, now with everything nice and safe, you can use your hemiostats or whatever you choose to use. Take out your SD card, put it in the SD card adapter, and put it in your computer. Change the fonts around or settings around however you wish, and then put it back in when you're done. Now, to test it before you put everything back together,
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
okay, so if you didn't hear any beeps or anything, either 1 beep, 2 beep, or 3 beep, you did everything correctly, and you can go and reassemble the saber. If you did hear a beeper or something, then you need to redo your settings, or there's a missing file, or there's a corrupt file, and you have to get those going again. Okay, so you slide your sleeve back on, and you want to line that back up on the other side with your auxiliary. Let's set this down. Now you just put this in. It doesn't have to go all the way in, and actually shouldn't go all the way in. Oh, I'm skipping a step again. Did this the last time too. Put the pommel on. Make sure your holes are lined up. Make sure everything is lined up correctly. Turn it back around and remember your aux switch, and this has to be parallel. Okay, and you don't want it to go all the way in. You just want it to end enough to where the sleeve spins freely. There we go, that should do it. Yep, see, spins freely. Oops. Okay, then you can put your cover tech back on. Well, it would probably help if I was screwing it in straight. Funny. Alright, that's it. Idle LED's gone, so you are in business. Okay. Thanks for looking. Like I said, the saber's probably going to be going up for sale in the FX Sabers forums pretty soon. Probably in the Trade Federation section. Later. Thanks for looking.